This is Nightline and I am Natasha. Busst. The top stories. MA63 claims must be resolved through dialogue, not discord, says PM. And 7 dead as human smuggling attempt ends in tragedy. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has stressed that matters related to the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63 must not be resolved through conflict, but instead through consultation and negotiation. The Prime Minister said his administration has remained steadfast in addressing the long-standing claims under the MA63 since taking office 3 years ago. Speaking at the Rancakan Madani program in Kota Kinabalu on Sunday, Anwar said this commitment is reflected through the establishment of a technical committee under the MA63 Implementation Action Council, chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadillah Yusof.
MA63, 3 tahun lalu Sabah bincang. Ini sekarang kita bincang. Saya lantik Timbalan Perdana Menteri 2, Datuk Sri Fadillah untuk pengurusikan technical committee. Tanya SUK pada. Ada mesyuarat, bincang, ini setuju, jalan, ini belum setuju, nanti, ini undi lagi. Itu cara kita dalam kerjasama kita, bukan untuk berperang.
On the claim for a 40% revenue return for Sabah, the Prime Minister urged all parties to study and fully understand the matter first. Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, explained that the federal government allocates around 17 billion ringgit annually to Sabah, far exceeding the state's annual revenue contribution of roughly 10 billion ringgit.
Kita tambah peruntukan pembangunan ke Sabah, meningkat peruntukan negeri tertinggi di Malaysia kepada negeri Sabah. Ya, ini kenyataan. Saya anak Pulau Pinang. Kalau ikut sentimen, saya nak bagi Pulau Pinang semua. Tapi tidak, saya Perdana Menteri Malaysia. Yang miskin ramai di Sabah, jalan lubang di Sabah, sekolah daerah di Sabah. Bantu mereka.
Earlier, the Prime Minister spent about an hour mingling with visitors and traders at the popular Gaya Street Morning Market in Kota Kinabalu. He was welcomed by Kota Kinabalu Mayor Datuk Sri Sabin Samita before taking time to greet shoppers, chat with stall owners, and observe the lively morning trade. In a Facebook post, Anwar described the market as a long-standing symbol of local culture and a vital part of the community's livelihood. The Prime Minister also reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting small traders and micro-entrepreneurs, expressing hope that the people's economy will continue to thrive and benefit all Malaysians. Later at night, Anwar announced PKR's 10 candidates for the 17th Sabah state election, calling for stronger Sabah federal cooperation as well as accountable, people-focused leadership. The candidates come from diverse backgrounds, including a former minister, civil servants, and professionals, in a lineup that includes the son of Sabah Governor Tun Musa Aman.
Usaha kita memastikan kita ada perwakilan yang kuat, menjamin hubungan baik di antara Kerajaan Sabah dan Kerajaan Persekutuan. Lebih penting, menggunakan kuasa kita sebagai wakil-wakil rakyat. 23 orang itu menang supaya mereka menjadi suara, pembicara, penegak keadilan, membetulkan kesilapan dan mengangkat martabat rakyat Sabah.
The PKR president said this before announcing the party's candidates at the Sabah International Convention Center on Sunday night. Earlier in his speech, Anwar announced that Pakatan Harapan will field a total of 23 candidates in the election. Among its component parties, DAP has announced that it will contest 8 seats, while Amanah will field a sole candidate in Sulabayan. Tun Musa's eldest son, former Sipitang MP Datuk Yamani Hafiz Musa, will represent PKR in the Sindumin state seat. Meanwhile, Barisan Nasional has pledged to restore Sabah's former glory under the campaign slogan Bikin Balik Sabah or Rebuild Sabah as it prepares for the upcoming state election on November 29th. Its chairman, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zaid Hamidi, said the coalition is committed to driving meaningful change, ensuring political stability, and rebuilding public confidence in the party. Speaking at the launch of BN Sabah's election machinery in Kota Kinabalu on Sunday, Zahid said Sabah needs a government capable of addressing key issues, including economic recovery, unity, and the people's well-being.
Kemunduran, keterbelakangan itu adalah sesuatu yang telah lepas. Oleh karena demikian, kita mesti bikin balik Sabah.
He also highlighted BN's past achievements, noting that Sabah's poverty rate dropped from 23.4% in 2009 to 14.8% in 2018. Rural infrastructure and household income also saw improvements during that period. For the coming election, BN will field 80% new candidates with strong representation from women, youth and Puteri UMNO members. He urged party machinery at all levels to actively engage with communities using clear, relatable and people-friendly messaging. The Election Commission has set nomination day for November 15th, while early voting will take place on November 25th. In the meantime, BN Sabah chairman Datuk Sri Bung Mukhtar Radin said 80% of the coalition's candidates for the upcoming Sabah state election will be new faces. The lineup includes a mix of seasoned politicians, professionals and technocrats, underscoring BN's commitment to empowering the younger generation in state governance. Among the key candidates are Bung Mukhtar himself, who will defend his Lamak seat, Datuk Sri Abdul Rahman Dahlan in Tempasok, Datuk Sri Muhammad Saleh Said Kuruwak in Usukan, Datuk Yaqubah Khan in Karambunai, and Datuk Muhammad Al-Amin in Bongawan. Meanwhile, Dr. Elmi Arizan Ardan and Dr. Shanon Rizal Tajuddin will represent BN as new candidates in the Apas and Sulaman constituencies, respectively. The young Di Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim arrived home safely on Sunday after a 6-day state visit to Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. A post on Sultan Ibrahim's Facebook page stated that His Majesty's private aircraft landed at the royal hangar at Sinai International Airport at 8:30 a.m. Present to welcome the king was the Regent of Johor, Tunku Mahkota Ismail. Immediately upon arrival, His Majesty inspected the static guard of honor mounted by the Johor military force. Also present were Johor Menteri Besar Dato' On Hafiz Ghazi, State Secretary Dato' Asman Shah Abdul Rahman, and Johor Council of Royal Court President Dato' Dr. Abdul Rahim Ramli, as well as members of the Johor Council of Royal Court and State Executive Councillors. Earlier, His Majesty left for home on Saturday on board a special aircraft from the Royal Lounge at Bahrain International Airport, Muharraq, at around 8 p.m. local time or 1 a.m. Malaysian time. A suspected human smuggling attempt ended in tragedy after a boat carrying nearly 100 undocumented migrants capsized near the Malaysia-Thailand border. So far, 13 survivors have been rescued, while 7 have been confirmed dead. Kedah Police Chief Dato' Azli Abu Shah said initial reports suggest a large vessel carrying about 300 migrants had left Myanmar about 1 month ago and sank before reaching its intended destination. 3 days ago, the syndicate allegedly split the group into 3 smaller boats, each carrying around 90 passengers as they approached Malaysian waters. The incident first came to light around 9 a.m. on Saturday when a merchant vessel sailing near Teluk Ewa spotted 3 Myanmar nationals adrift at sea. They were rescued and later handed over to police. 7 more survivors, including a Bangladeshi national, were later found along with the body of a Rohingya woman. Meanwhile, on Sunday, 6 more bodies were found, while 3 additional survivors were rescued.
So, saya percaya bahawa dari masa ke masa dalam mungkin tempoh 3 hari seminggu kita akan jumpa lah sama ada yang survive, hidup ataupun yang dah meninggal lah.
The operation was suspended at 7 p.m. on Sunday due to reduced visibility and is expected to resume on Monday. Preliminary investigations revealed that some of the migrants had paid up to 13,000 ringgit each to the syndicate to be smuggled into Malaysia. All survivors have been detained for further investigation under the Immigration Act for entering the country without valid travel documents. Meanwhile, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, expects more victims to be found in the coming days. According to Deputy Director of Operations for MMEA Kedah and Perlis, Maritime Captain Zainuddin Muhammad Zuki, the search and rescue operation will continue until no new leads are found. He said the search area has been expanded on Sunday to 170 square nautical miles, involving 10 assets from various agencies. The operation also involves enhanced coordination with the police, the Royal Malaysian Navy and Marine Police. Zainuddin emphasized that cross-border coordination is crucial as the operation now extends into waters close to the Thai maritime boundary.
Sudah pasti bila hari itu bertambah, keluasan sektor ini akan makin bertambah. So, sudah pasti dia akan meliputi kawasan perairan sepadan negara, dan itulah kita akan salurkan juga kepada rakan strategik kita di negara Thailand.
Zainuddin added that the agency is also taking into account the impact of the ongoing southwest monsoon, which could affect search efforts. In the meantime, the Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia, has forecast between 5 and 7 episodes of continuous heavy rain during this year's northeast monsoon, MTL, with Kelantan and Terengganu expected to be the first states affected. Met Malaysia Deputy Director General of Operations Ambon Dindang said the heavy rainfall is expected to begin from mid-November until December, marking the early phase of the monsoon season, which typically impacts both states. He added that the monsoon surge will later move southward, affecting southern Terengganu, Pahang and Johor, as well as several areas in Sabah and Sarawak. Met Malaysia will also continue to monitor weather conditions daily throughout the monsoon season to ensure early warnings and forecasts can be issued promptly. Ambon added that the anticipated La Nina phenomenon, expected to occur from the end of this year to early next year, could influence rainfall distribution in Sabah. He also advised the public, particularly those living in flood-prone areas, to stay alert and follow weather updates issued by Met Malaysia throughout the monsoon period. The government is strengthening its strategy to reduce dependence on foreign workers while giving priority to highly skilled local talent developed through the Technical and Vocational Education and Training System, TVET. Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said the move is crucial to ensure the national TVET empowerment agenda brings real impact to Malaysia's workforce development. Johari said industry feedback will be used to improve the content of TVET training modules, ensuring that graduates are trained to meet current market demands and can easily transition into the workforce.
Kalau dia tanya, dia cakap, oh kita tidak ada orang yang ada kepakaran ini, student yang tidak ada kepakaran ini, maka kita akan dapat feedback itu. Saya akan bagi kepada Majlis TVET Negara, termasuk melalui impact. Saya akan bagi mereka untuk salurkan macam mana boleh masukkan silibus ini.
Speaking at the closing ceremony of the TVET Community Exploration Program at Beaufort Community College, he said various incentives, including training allowances, are being introduced to attract rural youth to pursue technical skills aligned with industry needs. This approach must be implemented firmly to discourage industries from taking the easy route of hiring foreign workers simply for cheaper wages. He also highlighted that TVET opens wider opportunities for youth in Sabah and Sarawak to join technology-driven plantation and commodity sectors. In Sabah alone, there are about 1.5 million hectares of oil palm plantations, along with cocoa and pepper industries, while Sarawak has 1.6 million hectares of plantation land. Johari said with such vast areas, skilled local labor is essential to sustain the industry's operations from plantations to processing facilities and downstream production. Malaysia is moving towards an aging nation. And with urbanization, migration, and rising living costs, more seniors are finding themselves isolated even when they still have family. Nightline's Nurin Razmin looks at how community-based senior living can offer connection and safety to our elderly Malaysians.
As Malaysia heads towards aging nation status, loneliness is quietly emerging as a public health issue. As more seniors choose to age independently, the real challenge isn't just health. It's about having someone to turn to when it matters. Health and Wellness Advisor Dr. To Ee Lin said the biggest challenge in aging isn't always disease, it's disconnection.
Because as human beings, we are wired for connection. Research shows that loneliness can actually increase our risk of dementia, heart diseases, and even premature death.
Even in busy households, isolation can creep in. Because loneliness isn't always about being alone, but sometimes it's about feeling unseen.
But on the other hand, you can have someone who is living with their family, but they're not connecting, they're not communicating. The neighbors don't know when they're in trouble, and they don't even attend some of their doctor's appointments because of logistic problem. And in that kind of scenario, I think even if you have the most comfortable home, sometimes it feels like living in a prison.
That loneliness is what pushes some seniors to seek more structured living, such as retirement communities. For residents like Anissa, the hardest part about aging wasn't her health, it was being alone.
The biggest thing was loneliness and insecurity, emotional insecurity and loneliness. Even though you have friends, at the end of the day, you're on your own.
Many Malaysians still see care homes as a last resort, but Anissa says that view no longer reflects what modern senior living really is.
Well, when I decided to move, I told some of my friends, and the first reaction was, oh, there'd be all sick people there. So I told them, I said, it is not the way you think. It's a total misconception. Here we have a full life. It's not people are waiting to die. No. Here people are living a full life.
For others like Catherine Tan, the value of living in a care community is most clear during an emergency.
It happened to me where 3 months ago, I had a bad fall in the bathroom. I broke my hip. I remember the alarm button in the bathroom, press the button. Nurse straight away came in to help. And then you know what they do? They whirl me straight away to the emergency ward. Within 12 hours, I had it done, the operation done. In fact, before my 2 children or what came to know what happened to me, all that is very good.
For these residents, living in these homes means not having to choose between independence and security.
Life doesn't retire, it actually evolves. And our duty as a society is to make sure that that evolution takes place with joy as well as inclusivity.
Take the plunge, let your life be adventure. Old age doesn't mean that life is over. Old age means you step into a new phase of your life where you have no responsibility, just enjoy your freedom.
With more elderly Malaysians living alone than ever before, loneliness has become a national concern. But senior living communities are stepping in to bring back support and companionship. For many, it's proof that aging well starts with staying connected. Nurin Razmin for Nightline, TV3.
Police to seek extension of name release remand. This and more after this breather.
Apa kata kalau kita pergi Ipoh?
Melaka dengan Johor pun best juga.
Spek siapa yang dia tinggal ni? Pandai ambil lah.
Michelin innovates once more with Michelin acoustic technology, reducing cabin noise by cushioning road vibrations.
Galvanized.
Michelin, motion for life.
Bahagia baby ni dibunuh dan seluruh badan dia dilumuk oleh garam kasar dan disumbat dalam guni.
Saya pun sempat bertanya pada dia, pasal apa kamu pukul isteri kamu? Iblis telah masuk dalam badan isteri dia dan begitu juga dengan anak dia.
Pada pagi tersebut, tertuduh tiba-tiba seperti histeria, menjerit-jerit dan mengamuk.
Welcome back. The government's Price Catcher mobile application now displays price information for 316 essential consumer goods, updated on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato Armizan Muhammad Ali said the listings cover several categories, including fresh produce, dry goods, packaged goods, baby products, and hygiene items. Armizan said that previously all price information in the Price Catcher app was obtained solely through field monitoring officers, which limited data coverage in terms of area and the number of premises involved. He said the process has now been enhanced as several entities within the retail sector have voluntarily agreed to supply automated price data directly into the system. This would allow for a broader and more accurate data coverage while helping consumers access real-time price information across the country. As of October 31st, the application has been downloaded by more than 590,000 users nationwide, enabling Malaysians to conveniently check and compare the prices of essential goods. Police are set to apply for a remand extension against Malaysian rapper and filmmaker Wee Meng Chi, popularly known as Name Wee, as investigations continue into the death of a Taiwanese social media personality at a hotel in the capital last month. Dang Wangi District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Sazali Adam confirmed that the extension would be sought on Monday once the current remand order expires. It was reported that Name Wee had appeared at the Dang Wangi District Police Headquarters to assist investigations. It was also revealed that he was the last person seen with the victim before the incident. His arrest was made under the Penal Code for murder. However, he has pleaded not guilty to both charges, and authorities have not disclosed whether any foul play has been confirmed pending the completion of toxicology and post-mortem reports. Name Wee was previously charged in court on October 24th with 2 counts of possession and use of drugs, including ecstasy and other banned substances. In Kelantan, a total of 21 undocumented migrants were charged at the Special Sessions Court for illegal immigrants in Tanah Merah. All the accused, including 2 women, pleaded guilty after the charges were read out before Judge Nik Habri Muhammad. They were charged under the Immigration Act and the immigration regulations. The accused are nationals of Bangladesh, Indonesia, Myanmar, and India. Their offences include entering the country illegally, overstaying their permitted period, and misusing social visit passes. The court imposed a fine of 1,000 ringgit each. However, 16 of them were sentenced to 5 months in prison for failing to pay the fine. All the individuals were arrested in separate operations conducted by the Immigration Department in Pasir Mas and Kota Baru on October 27th. At least 2 killed as Philippines braces for super typhoon. The details when Nightline returns.
Michelin innovates once more with Michelin acoustic technology, reducing cabin noise by cushioning road vibrations.
Galvanized.
Michelin, motion for life.
Tanyalah Ustaz minggu ini. Isnin, rahsia dalam rumah. Selasa, sempurnakan kefarduanmu. Rabu, sebelum bernikah. Khamis, tipu muslihat syaitan. Jumaat, kompas jiwa. Sabtu, pemergian insan teragung. Ahad, siapa wali Allah? Tanyalah Ustaz, biar tahu jangan keliru di TV3 dan TV9. Stream juga melalui Tonton.
Halo, my name is Leah Prinsy. Saya berwatak sebagai Cinta.
Halo, saya Alputra Saira. Saya memainkan watak Rangga.
Halo, saya Riri Riza.
Hai, saya Mira Lesmana.
Jangan lupa nonton film Rangga dan Cinta sekarang. Beli tiketnya sekarang.
Dapatkan tiketnya sekarang.
Mira nak kongsikan sedikit panduan keselamatan anak ketika di luar rumah. Pastikan keadaan sekeliling, pantau pergerakan anak dan jangan biarkan mereka berkeliaran jauh daripada anda. Elakkan pemakaian barang kemas yang berlebihan. Yang terakhir, boleh bawa whistle bersama. Jerit sekuat hati atau tiup whistle untuk menarik perhatian orang sekeliling sekiranya diganggu atau merasa terancam. Dapatkan pelbagai informasi bermanfaat bersama Nona setiap Ahad jam 2 petang di TV3.
The foreign front. At least 2 people have been killed in the Philippines as super typhoon Foong Wong slammed into the country's eastern seaboard, bringing heavy rains and strong winds that cut power to large areas of the Bicol region. The storm, with a radius spanning nearly the whole of the Philippines, made landfall in Aurora province on the main island of Luzon at 9:10 p.m. local time on Sunday. Earlier, more than 1 million people evacuated vulnerable areas ahead of the typhoon's landfall as sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 230 kilometers per hour battered parts of Luzon. Several airports, including Bicol International and Sangli in Metro Manila, have also been closed as a precaution. Foong Wong is expected to move northwest on Monday and north on Tuesday, maintaining typhoon strength. In other news, small tsunami waves struck Japan's northern Pacific coast following a 6.7 magnitude offshore earthquake on Sunday. The first tsunami hit Miyako in Iwate at 5:37 p.m. local time, but it was too small for the Japan Meteorological Agency to measure. 2 minutes later, a 10 centimeters wave reached Ofunato. The quake struck around 5:03 p.m. local time in waters off Iwate, prompting the JMA to issue a tsunami warning with waves potentially reaching up to 1 meter high. So far, there were no immediate reports of injuries or damage. Myanmar's military on Sunday announced it is demolishing nearly 150 buildings in a crackdown on a notorious internet scam compound bordering Thailand. The targeted structures include dormitories, a 4-floor hospital, a 2-story karaoke complex, a gym, and a spa. At least 101 buildings have reportedly been demolished, with 47 more currently being destroyed. Locals in Myanmar and Thailand have reported hearing intermittent explosions since the military raid began. The announcement comes after last month's raid on the infamous KK Park Scam Center, which uncovered more than 2,000 scammers and forced 1,500 people to flee across the border into Thailand. Football, the Malaysia FA Cup. 2 second-leg semi-final matches were played on Sunday night. Johor Darul Tazim JDT FC edged past Kuching City FC with a narrow 2-1 win, while Sabah FC staged a comeback to earn a thrilling 2-2 draw against Selangor FC. Playing at the Likas Stadium, the home side struck first as Aydin Rijakic opened the scoring in the 13th minute. The deadlock held until the 65th minute when Dane Igam's own goal brought Selangor level. Noah Lane then gave the Red Giants the lead in the 80th minute, only for Sabah to snatch a dramatic late equalizer as Rijakic scored his second in added time. The second leg of the semi-final is scheduled for November 30th. On to badminton now, the 2025 Korea Masters. National mixed doubles pair Jimmy Wong and Lai Pei-jing saw their title drought continue after losing a closely contested final in Iksan on Sunday.
Despite a valiant effort, the third-seeded pair could not match the momentum of South Korea's Kim Jae-hyun and Jong Na-eun, losing 22-24, 18-21 in 54 minutes of the Super 300 title clash. The result brings Jimmy and Pei-jing's tally to 7 runner-up finishes this year. They also missed out on their largest prize, taking home $9,120 while the Korean pair earned $18,960. The world number 37 pair will compete again at next week's Japan Masters, marking their debut in a higher-tier Super 500 tournament.
And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at the traveling Varan, La Machine Theatre Company's latest creation, which has become a symbol of the city of Calais in northern France. With that, I'm Natasha. Thank you for watching and take care.